Welcome back to another episode of Steady Tempo Season 2. My name is Janaya Challenger. Janaya. Hey! You have to record for Steady Tempo.
What we tell you though?
My name is Janaya Challenger.
My name is Janaya Challenger.
And this is Steady Tempo.
What we tell you the weekly report of what's happening in Charlotte Moya High School Music Department, St. Thomas, Virginia.
Oh my gosh. Okay, as you can see, we're down a tempo. Well, we've been down a tempo, so we're slowing down. So we're looking for the tempo right now. Obviously, the one over there is knocked out. So on today's episode, we're going to be given an insight. The big question since COVID-19. So please enjoy interview with Miss Dion Donadell. Afternoon, Miss Donadell.
Afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good today.
Okay, so first question. How has COVID-19 affected you? The big general question.
As a parent, now I see my child on a regular basis. You got to tell him what I say, but it's not pretty staying home with him all day, every day, and then the weekend. Parents don't want to that often, but I'm going to say, my child, yeah. So those that have 4 or 5, I'm praying for you, because my one drives me nuts. In terms of practice stuff, is good for me. I could stay home and I could practice. I could pick up any instrument that I want to practice on. I could put in that type of shed time, but work-wise, it's killing me because I had a lot of plans for my teachers and my students this school year with some stuff I got ordered and what I could have given to them, and it just kind of take a back seat because of COVID.
Just like how you're saying with teachers and your students, have you done anything to adjust?
There's things that is still on back order. So the one program I'm pushing, and the entire administration knows that I'm pushing this, which is Music First, is a platform that helps or enhances teaching music online. So it can be done whether it has COVID or not. It has lesson plans, it has assessment tools, you can record, you have interactive games, whatever the teacher needs, it pretty much has it. It could sight sing, sight read, method books are on there. So I'm trying to get them to finish and order this platform for my teachers and my students, and once that happens, it would help tremendously. Now there's still an issue of getting these instruments in the children's hand if they don't have a personal instrument, and that's my biggest goal right now. So we try and get it happen right now within this week and next week, and that's going to completely help my instrumental teachers, because Lord, I know they need that. I know they need it because I need it too as I teach UVI as well, so I know they need it. I know.
Yeah. So what are your opinions for virtual learning now?
It's not completely bad, it's an adjustment. I think when we get to that point where we adjust and accept that learning can happen online, it's the way you present. So I think what is happening now is teachers are now forced to not necessarily reinvent, but they have to really tweak. So they gotta now make the wheel just a little stronger, and it's all about how they present and how you keep that students engaged, because now before, as a teacher, you will be able to see the whole body. You probably only seen the hair. Sometimes you even see the child half of the body. So I know that's a lot on the teacher. So it's an adjustment. So it's not bad, but it ain't good either. I ain't gonna sit down and be like, yeah, it's great. Nope, it's not great. Okay. It's a in-between factor that takes a while to adjust to, especially when you're not used to doing it. Especially for music teachers. So I know they feel it more than anybody else.
You'd rather the in-person teaching than virtual?
Oh, I'm a music teacher, so yes, of course, because I need to be able to interact. I like to walk around the room because, at times, okay, let's say you're in a band room and you have, I'm going to just use trumpets because that's the best instrument in the world. So the 12 trumpets in a row, and about 3 of them faking. How you know? They just hold, and they just jam in the finger rings. It's like, yeah, they fake it. Or when you have the clarinet section or the flutes, any section, you can walk around and be like, okay, let's see, Tommy say, are you listening to your person next to you? Can you adjust that? They just section, you just do this. So it's like you want that interactive stuff where you can actually hear, because coming through it has a delay. Coming through with necessarily if you don't have the best equipment, and I have the good one, but you sending me to some bad microphone, it's in your fault as a student, right? So it's a lot of stuff. You making my ears be retrained. and you can't pick up on everything through that dynamic, to that force. So yeah, I miss it, because I think it's the best thing we could interact. So even like with choir teachers, you know, you need to be able to see how that posture is of that student. Are they standing up enough that they really allowing it to come through? Are you listening to see how they're enunciating these words? Are there diphthongs there and all that kind of stuff? The teacher are not being allowed to do that, so it's harder. I mean, we could do a lot of virtual stuff. We could do all the recordings we want. Shout out to Miss Sasha Alexander from Central High and Mr. Marvin Gomes, who did the first couple of recordings, but that's a lot of work, because you still can't correct that posture of that child, because you could tell them, okay, stop this, but you can't touch them. You can't really, okay, how about you do this a little differently, you know? So it's a lot, but I prefer, and I'm sure all of my music teachers agree, we prefer to be in the classroom.
I agree too. But it's not easy at all. Like, there's no motivation when you're home, and you don't have the teacher to push you and tell you like, hey, you got to keep doing this. You're just home in the comfort, you're just doing nothing.
Yeah, I think that the setting is changing, because you like you say, you're home, you're comfortable. It's like you relax, but then at the same time, you get that social aspect from your friends, your bandmates, because they push you like, oh wait, I feel better than you, so you're gonna try to be, oh no, let's look like living Pakistan a little bit here. Let me get my game up. And if you used to do, I don't know if y'all lose section leader practice and the challenges and stuff like that, we used to do it. That was a big deal. So it's like, you're a senior now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in a way you laying a freshman coming in and punk you. That's what you know, like, okay, let me get my stuff together. So it's like, that is a plus for you guys too. It's like, even if you're doing the quartets and, or you know, the small ensemble stuff, or jazz band, even if you're doing a marching band type of thing, it's like, the best part about that is being with each other, is the interaction. So it's like, you lose that whole, you can't get excited about recording. Okay, yeah, and it's when you learn the dance move. When is the next the band dance this year, and you lose a whole of what it is.
The nostalgia is just. If the teachers in the music departments could like schedule small in-person lessons, how would that happen? Can that be possible?
Okay, so currently, and actually right before Regional Department of Education went completely virtual, we were working on a hybrid platform. So I spoke to many of my teachers on what would work for them, because we know we couldn't get the full 100 plus ensemble in there at the same time. So what we tried to do was something like, let's just use steel pan. So that steel pan teacher would have to have like the front line in and then the background. And then probably do smaller groups, as in putting it together when that time comes to like record or something like that. So they do like maybe, let's say 4 tenors, 2 double ten, like you have to really break it down. And then that is the size of the room works. So more than likely you gotta go back to being outside. So even now when I'm currently working on a hybrid situation for all my teachers, the first thing we're going to is sectional bass. We get the flutes together. We'll get a clarinet. Like we ain't even gonna do woodwinds, brass, percussion. Nope, that's too big, because it's too many. And if we do that, it has to be on an outside platform. I mean, I have to go get tents and spread them out literally, because even what you're dealing with each instrument, the air comes out at different places for each instrument. So they have the bell covers now. You've seen the bell covers on the instruments, and you have the sheet where you could put a massa and you could still put a mouthpiece in. There's a separate one for the flute. Oh yeah. So I look at all of that stuff. Me and my teacher's been researching it. So I'm trying to put that in order too. So when we do the hybrid situation, because I'm gonna beg this administration to do the hybrid situation way before we go back virtual. I could put on record, I beg him. And but it's gonna start small. So we do sectionals, so flutes, clarinets, whatever. And so like for choir, it'll be sopranos and altos, and then like however the teacher decides to do with their schedule. And then maybe you get to a point where you do all males, all females, and then you know, and we slowly group them together. Maybe you have a group section A, B, C, D. We'll have a mixed choir, but you have to now figure out the students, and then you have to now take temperature, who coming in on what day. So it's a lot of stuff they have to do as a teacher, and I don't want to add more to the teacher's plate, and that's the problem. So now I have to get other people to assist me with that. So even if it becomes like we do an after school type of thing or a weekend thing, the teacher is already bombarded with paying attention to what the music is being played, to still go ahead and take temperature. What time did you come? What time did you leave? Did you wipe down the station afterwards? So it's a lot of stuff to consider. So I'm trying to get all that ready. So my goal is December. I don't know if it'll happen, but that's my goal. My goal is December. Get the instruments in the hands of the children who doesn't have instruments right now within this week and next week. And then by December, we'll at least start the sectional component. And then that's not stopping any of the teachers to do their own collaborative effort. If a child has their own instrument, can we do some kind of quartet? And sure, Once you get time to record, go right ahead and do it. I'm not stopping that. You gotta be creative as much as possible, and you don't want to lose the enthusiasm of your students. You know, you'll be trying to motivate you, and we know it's hard, but I'm not stopping teachers from doing that. What I'm more concerned about is not having teachers bring students in because we are completely virtual as the Virgin Islands Department of Education. But what I'm trying to do is get waivers and stuff where everybody signs off on it. And we know, so from the commissioner go down, the parent, the student, the teacher, the principal, this is the child are going to be in this time from this time. There's a lot of parameters we have to deal with, and it takes a little time, but I am working on that right now.
You're talking about a lot of recording. So would you say that although we're in this condition, is more of like another way to like have experience in the recording part of music?
I mean, definitely. I think it's going to test the teachers' capabilities more than ever. So if you're not a, and there's a lot of teachers actually that do recording. So let me not say that, but if you're not a popular one, so let's use like the Kevin Hendricks out of St. Croix at Complex, or the Marvin Gums out of Alita Cancrine, or even Mr. Jones out of BCB. There's Otis Gibb at Central as well. He does some stuff. He does a reggae vibraphone type of thing, reggae jazz thing. And I mean, there's a lot of teachers that actually still do the recording on their own. They have studios. But if you're not used to doing that type of editing with the video, that's different. So video plus audio, that's two different things, you know. And it's like to make sure it like syncing at the same place. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I think it forces the teachers to do a lot more. And I don't know if necessarily, not that they don't want to, but it takes a lot more time and patience. And you doing the regular 6.5 hour day to still do that. That's going to require hours and hours of practice and detail to really get to where you as that perfectionist, as that music educator wants it to be. So it's going to teach you. And the only good thing is that when you have these music production classes or tech classes, these students now can probably do a whole lot of projects and assist their teachers. So that's a good thing. So if anything, it's highlighting how much more we could do with music outside of traditional settings. That's what we need. But we can't get rid of the traditional setting, because what are you going to record? You know, even if you do electronic music, you still got to record something, and you're recording that instrument or that sound. Do you know how that sound is manipulated? Do you know if it's flat, if it's sharp, does it match with this? So it's all that still comes into us as teachers teaching those concepts.
Are you thinking about like how recording? Because I'm a music tech student now. So like, if we're able to do that, then it will get more students like hands-on. But then you gotta go back to having these stuff, check out like the conditions and making sure you take the temperature and all that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot more for you guys, but I think you'll pay attention more to the recording tools, because not every child is going to have the exact same one. Everybody ain't recording on a Mac or Apple kind of thing. Everybody ain't recording on an interface type thing. Nope. Everybody get a proper mic in the background. You can't hear all the street and thing in the background mic. So when you hear the cock-a-doodle-doos and stuff in the background, or the garbage truck passing, or somebody yelling down the street, you can't tell everybody, I'm going for this 5 minutes, let me record. The wind blowing. So it's a lot to take on, but you're going to learn how to manipulate much better because of it, as a student as well as a teacher. So your ears will start to be even, you know, that sense will kind of grow.
For music students and educators watching Steady Tempo, is there anything you'd like to say to them right now?
Thank you. Thank you for not giving up, because I know that more than ever, I think this administration, and I mean literally not just the Brian Roach, I mean just in general, administrations, administrators, principals understand how much more it entails in being a music educator. It ain't just saying, yeah, we're getting ready for this Christmas concert, this spring concert. And now under this pandemic, we are forced to do different things, and we are just amazing people as music educators. So I say thank you to my music educators and my students, and I say to my administration, administrators, the principals, really start to pay attention to what's happening and what is needed to really build programs in your schools. It's not just instruments, it's not just voices, is that equipment, that quality equipment, is that understanding that it will not happen overnight, that you need to give time, attention, to the music educators as well as the students. And any educator will be willing to work with any principal once they understand the background in which they come from. A lot of administrators don't know, and not that they don't want to know, but they just don't know, and they need to understand how that affects the overall scheme. And we know that we love music. The art, if ever, the art as a whole is what's lacking now with this pandemic. Is you are forcing students to do so much more. So you have a lot more artists coming out of this generation because they are forced to do that, because you're pushing them away because of all the academics in their face, and you're not giving them a chance to just be free. The expression tool is not there. Now you're realizing how much or how talented our students are. And if you give the opportunity to our educators to give them more by giving the educators more, then the sky's the limit. So thank you.
You heard it here from Ms. Donadell. Would you mind just being Tempo for this episode?
What does that mean?
Well, we're ending now, so thank you for watching this episode of Study Tempo. Don't forget to like, and you can say like, comment, subscribe.
You want me to do all of that?
Yeah.
You didn't pay me from the last time.
Hey.
And you want me to do all of this? Wait.
Well, how are you gonna get paid if I don't get
Give me
paid?
my script. I don't see it, but I already walk it out.
So if you've reached the end of Study Tempo Season 2,
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
you heard it from Ms. Donadell right here on this Zoom interview. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching.
Oh my God, thank you for watching. I don't get paid for this, but thank you for watching.
Alright, thank you. See you guys in the next episode. Thank you, Ms. Donadell.
You're welcome.
I missed the interview. Where's the interview?